Well,
and I'm Amy Hoyt. The state attorney's office decides not to file any charges in the case of a toddler who died in a hot car. In a letter addressed to Bay County Sheriff Frank McKeithen, State Attorney Glenn Hess said he reviewed the case file on the death of 2-year-old Reagan Buckley, finding nothing criminal in the incident. While Hess says there is a state statute that penalizes this kind of situation as a third-degree felony, the U.S. Supreme Court is considering a case that may prove it unconstitutional. This was the scene on June 2nd in the Cedar Grove Elementary School parking lot. Authorities say Jamie Buckley, a fourth-grade teacher at the school, had left her daughter in a vehicle for nearly 8 hours. The Cedar Grove principal told News 13 this afternoon that Jamie Buckley is expected to return to work next week.
Ms. Buckley is a wonderful teacher, very caring and concerned, the kind of teacher you'd want your children to have, dedicated to the school, always willing to chip in for extra events, after-school events, excited to get back in the classroom and have a new year starting this year.
Hess said an investigation found no signs of abuse or neglect and that Reagan had loving and caring parents. Sheriff McKeithen released a statement as well, saying they received the state attorney's letter and the case is now closed.
in this day it seems everyone and everything is online, including sexual predators looking to take advantage of young children. But they have law enforcement on their toes, going undercover to prevent crimes from happening. News 13's Caitlin Lawrence joins us tonight with details on Operation Mirage, a multi-agency sex sting that nabbed more than a dozen arrests. Caitlin?
Jerry, it's an operation that shows there's a scary number of what law enforcement calls sexual predators right here in the Panhandle. But this week, law enforcement says 16 of those are off the streets and behind bars. Caught and arrested.
You have adults traveling to meet minors to have sex with them. 16
men, law enforcement say, came to Panama City Beach looking to have sex with a young child, but ended up in handcuffs.
And the children that these dirtbags went to meet are safe. That's the important thing.
Bay County Sheriff Frank McKeithen held nothing back Tuesday while describing what he calls a sexual predator. These men, he says, use social media and other websites to find boys and girls 14 years old and younger.
This is the type of activity that leads to missing children, which leads to found bodies, which leads to deaths of children throughout the United States. And certainly we want to keep these type operations going.
The 5-day undercover internet sex sting dubbed Operation Mirage that nabbed these men was the efforts of more than 20 officials from multiple agencies across North Florida.
We monitor a number of websites that we know because of our experience with this stuff that people are soliciting and trying to make contact with children.
McKeithen says most didn't travel far, coming from Bay and neighboring counties, one even using public transportation to get to the agreed-upon location. He says the entire operation, while lengthy, was a success.
And it was worth every minute of it. I will go ahead and tell you that.
And among the charges these men are facing, obscene communication using a computer to seduce and obscene communication traveling to meet. Law enforcement says if they're convicted of these crimes, they will have to register as a sexual offender.
Caitlin Lawrence tonight. Thank you, Caitlin. A hot topic that's been debated.
I find it awfully interesting. I'm sure this teacher was probably a very nice person. I'm sure she was very caring and everything like that. That left the kid in the car. What I'm wondering is, how is it you leave a kid in the car and not know him? And if the truth be known, was it because this teacher had a bunch of connections in school, in the community? And what if it was somebody else who left a kid in a hot car? Would they also have the charges dropped? Just like not too long ago in the newspapers, I read where a father was dry shooting his gun and amazingly was dry shooting it in his home, and the bullet went off and killed his kid. And no charges were filed there. Well, the truth of the matter is, what idiot would dry fire a gun except maybe into the floor or something like that? Not into a wall or anything like that. So we got a situation here of where I think this is selective non-prosecution, yet I'm sure there are many other people that have been arrested and thrown in jail and had to endure going to a trial and everything like that to be cleared. So is it what you know or who you know? Now, let's get on with this thing about the child predators. I am in no way for anybody violating anybody, a kid, not whatsoever. But we seem to have blind eyes when it comes to the violence that's on TV. We have a blind eye towards the showing a man kissing a man on TV and everything like that. And then we also have a situation of where you've got these soap operas, where there's never a happy moment. There's always constant bickering and fighting. People are always stirring up shit. But we forget about that. And now in America, as of 2015, it's okay now for a man to suck on another man, suck his dick and get the fucking cum down his fucking throat and cause brain damage. It's okay for a man to marry another man, a woman to marry another woman, where obviously the biological puzzle just don't motherfucking work or fit. And then at the same time, they'll prosecute a female teacher because she convinces a little kid to where he'll never want to become a homosexual for the rest of his life. Mary Kay Letourneau spent 7 years in prison, from what I understand. But the truth of the matter is, I'll bet you this 13-year-old kid had a dick that would make a horse die in jealousy. But they don't mention that part. They just make it sound like, oh, they just got to be friends. I can guarantee you that she caught her eye on that great big dick there. And then after that, her husband couldn't satisfy her anymore, and so she obsessed with and dreamt about and thought about day after day after day. But at the same time, it's okay for a man to suck on another man. It's okay for to make a kid so fucked up and screwed up that he don't know which way to fucking go. And then now we got this fucking transgendered fucking bullshit that's on now. There's this crazy boy that turned into a fucking girl by the name of Jazz. I forget the fucking last name or anything like that. It's going to be coming on Dr. Oz show tomorrow on ABC. One of the pioneers of the homosexual sick fucking shit. But I find it awfully interesting. And I'm wondering, what kind of shit are they teaching in school now? Are they teaching guys to fucking wear rubber when they're getting fucked up the ass? Are they teaching guys to wear fucking rubber when they suck another man's dick? What the fuck are they doing now? So the truth of the matter is, I don't know how much fucking screwed up, fucked up more that things can get. I, Jimbikeman, I was prosecuted because all I tried to do was get the cops to do their job and get rid of these fucking American enemy boom car punk motherfuckers. They sure as fuck didn't give me no fucking pass, where I was trying to, out of pure concern for my fellow man. Yeah, I repeatedly called many times about these American enemy boom car punk motherfuckers. Yeah, I called the cops. Yeah, even Scott Irvin of the Bay County Sheriff's Department threw me in jail 2011, and I tried to get a jury trial there, and the next thing you know, all the fucking charges are fucking dropped. Yeah, I even mentioned it in court about Scott Irvin arresting me at the Bay County Sheriff's Department, who is now Captain Irvin of the Bay County Sheriff's Department. So this shit about where they talk about, well, they didn't mean no harm or anything like that. Why was I, Jimbikeman, prosecuted for just trying to protect my fellow man? And you can go to YouTube, Jimbikeman, robbed of a jury trial proof. And also you can go to Jimbikeman, robbed of a jury trial, where you can see I put together an ass-kicking motherfucking case that I guarantee that Judge Shane R. Van has probably never seen anybody put a case, and I'm talking about even compared to lawyers who put a case as good together as what I did, because I did it from my heart. But needless to say, for 6 months, which the maximum the charge should have been under 365 of the Florida statutes, phone harassing is 3 months. I was 6 months. The cop not one time ever had to go in fucking court. But he knew if I ever got to cross-examine that motherfucker, they knew I was going to put that motherfucker in prison under perjury. Well, I didn't get my fucking chance, but I've noticed since that case of June 15th, 2015, only once in a while do I ever hear one in boom cars where before there used to be hundreds of them motherfuckers going up and down the road. I was lucky if I could get any motherfucking sleep for 2 hours. And it was like I was severely exhausted. But anyway, I continue. I've got an oath of arrest and prosecution, PDF oath of arrest and prosecution,